Let's talk about love, baby. Let's talk about you and me. You like that? I
Oh,
gave
yeah,
y'all a little.
listen,
I
I'm
gave y'all
here
a
for
little
the vocals.
tunes, you
I'm
know.
here for the
Give a little
vocals.
razzle dazzle, you know.
What's up, loves? You know what it is. We are here, single in these streets. And you heard my bestie singing. Did y'all hear that? Okay, she multifaceted, y'all. In case you didn't know.
Yes.
So that's like my favorite word. All right. Anyway,
What new
listen.
words?
And so we talking about today. We talking about
Talk
love,
about
baby.
love, y'all.
About love.
Like,
Everybody out here wanting love.
yeah, everybody
right?
want to be in love.
Everybody wants to be in love.
Want to be
Got the
loved.
We want to talk about love.
Yeah, how am I
right?
giving love?
How am I getting love?
Ooh, come on, talk about getting some
love.
love.
Okay. But here's the thing, right? These are what people don't understand.
Mm.
It's love. It starts with us.
It starts with you. It starts with us.
Right.
When it comes to love. And a lot of people, like you said, I don't think sometimes we don't understand that, right? Because we want to be in love with another person.
Yes.
Sometimes we're putting our focus, our energy on that person.
Right.
Like you said, it really does start with us.
It really does. Like you really can't. There's an order to love.
Come on.
And you know I love talking about the order of love.
Yes.
Like I love me. Okay, y'all. I love me some order of love. What is the order of love?
Come on, I love that.
Okay. So listen, you know, we love God. First of all, first and foremost, we love God.
Yes,
in case you didn't know by now, you've been watching.
We love
God.
We love him.
Right? But after that, you gotta love yourself.
Love yourself.
You have to love yourself. Too many people are like, I have to love others. The scripture says I gotta love others. If you're a believer, you're like, I gotta love others. I love my neighbor.
But what does it say though in that scripture though? Right? Because it says to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Right.
So if you aren't loving yourself well and you aren't loving yourself right and you aren't loving yourself fully, how are you going to be able to love somebody else?
If you don't know how to love you, how is somebody who doesn't know you, didn't grow up with you, doesn't know what you've been through, how are they supposed to love you?
How they supposed
and you don't even know how to love you.
And you don't know how to love
y'all.
you. We really we gotta start thinking about these things.
We gotta start thinking about these things and asking the hard questions when it comes to love.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to want it. Like we want it. Listen, we want love, right? But I think the most liberating thing for me, Toya, was when I really understood that scripture. When I understood that I have to love me.
Yes.
Because if I love me, then I can love another, but I can show somebody else how I want to be loved.
I love that you talked about that. How I want to be loved, because it's okay. It is okay to say like, I want to be loved.
Right.
Right. Because we are worthy of love. We are valuable. We should be loved. Again, it's like when you're in a relationship, it's about both people. It is about the relationship and you wanting to be loved.
And when you know how to love you, you don't settle. Like I see so many. Come on now, let's talk about this.
Let's get into
some of y'all gonna be big mad, but that's okay. We love y'all.
Let us set you free today. We here to get y'all right.
We here to get y'all right.
Okay.
Because you won't settle when you love you. When you know, as Toya said, when you know that you're worthy of love, you are deserving of love. You are meant to be loved, and you know how to love you. You're not gonna settle for just any person. This for men and women.
Yes.
You're not gonna settle for just any person here trying to halfway love you.
Right. No, we are not gonna listen. We halfway through 2024, but we're gonna still get y'all right to go into 2025. The bare minimum. If you didn't know it's been over, it's over. We are not settling for the bare minimum. And like you said, like when you don't love yourself well, you will find yourself settling.
Yes.
And also too, loving yourself, loving who you are completely. Flaws and all, imperfections, quirks. Listen, I tell people I am quirky, I am weird, a little socially awkward, all the things, introvert, you might get a little extrovert on the side, but I love that about myself. Yeah. And so even in your imperfections, even in the places that you still need to grow, even in some of the places you still need to heal, you are still worthy of love. You are still worthy of being loved. Imperfections and flaws do not disqualify you from receiving love. So I really need y'all to
tell you, this episode gonna give you all the feels. I'm gonna tell you right now, because we're gonna get in the nitty-gritty of love, okay?
Listen,
so it's gonna give you all the feels.
It's gonna give you all the feels.
So what does that, let's share, what does that look like? What does loving yourself look like?
Oh man, loving, for me personally, loving myself looks like, again, accepting everything about me. You know, the things that I don't like. I mean, I'm talking being naked and unashamed, right? Really looking at myself. I mean, stripped down. Right. Okay. All right. But for real, stripped down. Like, I've done this exercise, actually stripping down. And I'm talking, y'all, like the way that I came into this world, stripped down and looking at myself in a mirror and telling myself, I love you. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You are worthy. You are valuable. Even looking at the things that I don't like about myself. But you need to do that because you are raw. You are bare to yourself. And if you can look at yourself that way and still tell yourself, I love you. I love that about you. I love this little freckle. I love this little mole. I love you even though you was acting wow earlier, right? Or you just went off on somebody. Whatever it is that we can deem an imperfection, I think that when we can look at ourselves and still tell yourself that you love yourself, and it's a practice. Again, it goes back to the communication. How are you talking to yourself?
Right. And that's so important. So I love that exercise. And y'all, if you haven't done that, that is a great exercise to do. For me, loving myself is embracing, right? It's embracing everything about me, the ups, the downs. I am an emotional being through and through. Absolutely. So when my emotions are like, I still love me. Yes. I still love me. When my emotions are like all over the place, right? When I don't know how to act, when I'm over here overthinking, right? When I'm doing whatever, right? Yes. I love me. When I make my mistakes, I still love me, right? When I say things I probably shouldn't have said, I still love me. I'm learning, but I love me. Yes. And that doesn't change the way I feel about me. It doesn't change the way I see myself just because I made a mistake or I said something I didn't say. I had a bad day or a bad week, whatever it is. But it's embracing the good, the bad, the ugly in me because I love me.
Because you love you. And like you said earlier, when we talk about loving God first, when we go to God and we're loving God first, we are in Him and we can go to Him and find out what it is what is He saying about me? That helps you to love yourself as well, because it's like, my creator thinks I'm dope. My creator took his time with me. My creator has a purpose and a plan for me. My creator says he loves me, thinks about me.
And that's why it's so important to know, to love God, right? Because when you love God, and like you said, you are really looking at what God says, who God is, but what He says about you. And when you know what He says about you and you're convinced of what He says about you, can't nobody unconvince you.
Nobody unconvince you. Not the experiences that we go through, not something somebody says, not even the things that we say to ourselves, because it's a lie.
It's not, and here's the thing, right? And we have to be careful because it's not an arrogance, it's a confidence in God.
A confidence.
It's a confidence. It's a confidence in knowing how He created you and how He made you. Absolutely. So what was the time, real quick, like the time you didn't love you?
Oh my gosh. I think in looking back, as a child, as a young girl, as a teen, even as a young woman, because I didn't even understand what love was. I didn't understand what self-love was. So I can look back at some of the things that I chose to do, right? How I showed up in the world, how I treated other people, the way that I viewed myself. I had insecurities. I didn't think I was good enough. I always say that I was like the poster child for looking for love in all the wrong places, right? I was promiscuous. I was just out here. And looking back at that now at this age, that was a sign. Like, I didn't love myself. I didn't know my self-worth. I didn't know how valuable I was, and I didn't know how valuable what I had to offer.
And it's because you didn't know, right? And so when you don't know how to love, listen, where purpose isn't known, abuse is inevitable. That's Dr. Miles Monroe. Y'all, you have to know these things, okay? And so we want to look. I told y'all I was going to give you the feel. Some of y'all crying right now. It's okay, put it in the comments. We love you.
We love you.
But listen, so we get into love, and I'm gonna tell you right now, just brace yourself,
because we about
to go in. And next episode, next episode, we're gonna talk about what's the requirement. What does it require?
Because you gotta do some work.
Love. You gonna do some work today. What does it require for you to love yourself? So make sure you don't miss it.
Yeah.
Because we coming back in the next episode. Single in these streets. Y'all know. We'll see you later, love.
Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to B3 Media on YouTube.
Be entertained, be informed, and be inspired with B3 Media TV, the network for brilliant, brave, and bodacious women.